Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the SWAS. We are into college football week 12. Got an SEC matchup here. Texas on the road in Arkansas. Let's do it.
Welcome to the SWAS. The SWAS. SWAS. Hey, get the SWAS.
All right, like I said, Texas is on the road here. Hogs catching 13.5. I do still see a couple 14s out there. But for the most part, we're looking at 13.5s across the board at the time of recording this. Total sitting at 57.5 pretty much across the board. So let's get into this matchup, and we'll start with the Texas offense against the Arkansas defense. Obviously, Texas should have the advantage on this side of the ball. Texas 14th in yards per play, 24th in success rate. Pretty well-rounded, but they rely on their passing attack with Quinn Ewers, 12th in yards per pass attempt, 41st in success rate. They can run the ball as well, though. 39th in yards per carry, 20th in success rate on the ground. Now, Arkansas's defense has been surprisingly good this year. I mean, look at their numbers against the run. 38th in yards per carry allowed, 19th in success rate per rush, 29th in effective rush. Numbers against the pass look bad, even worse after the last couple weeks. I mean, the Hogs just got cooked through the air in back-to-back games. Although the Mississippi State game, a lot of the production they give up through the air was in garbage time. They were up like 3 or 4 touchdowns. So I don't know how seriously we take those numbers, but last week for sure, they got absolutely smoked by Ole Miss, which is why they're back at 118th in yards per pass attempt, 119th in success rate per pass. So can Texas throw the ball in this Arkansas defense? Well, last game, it looked pretty good against Florida. 352 yards through the air, 44.1% success rate per dropback, 10.7 yards per pass attempt. So Texas had a real nice game. Quinn Ewers had a real nice game against Florida, but we can't ignore that the previous 3 games, this Texas passing attack was not looking right. Against Oklahoma, Georgia, and Vanderbilt, 249 yards through the air, 6.63 yards per attempt, 33.4% success rate per dropback is bad. Now, you might look at the 3 opponents and say, well, Kyle, Oklahoma and Georgia are in there, 2 elite defenses. Okay, that's fair, but Vanderbilt is in there as well. And by the way, Georgia, we just saw Ole Miss light Georgia's defense up through the air, and that was in bad weather. So let's not sit here and pretend that these defenses are impenetrable, because we just saw Ole Miss have no problems throwing the ball on Georgia. And Arkansas's numbers against the pass, like I said, the last 2 games, terrible. Over 435 passing yards allowed per game, 59.3% success rate per dropback, over 13 yards per attempt allowed. Terrible numbers against the pass in their last 2 games. The Mississippi State game, like I said, they were up huge and probably sitting back in cover 4, letting Mississippi State connect on these underneath throws. The Ole Miss game, inexcusable though. Ole Miss went off on Arkansas. That being said, it looks like Ole Miss is getting their shit together and is looking like arguably the best offense in college football right now. But no question, Arkansas secondary has looked questionable in their last 2 games. That being said, look at the right side of the screen here. Let's not forget that this Arkansas defense was looking pretty good in their 3 games before that against Texas A&M, Tennessee, and LSU. So against good competition, elite competition, just 6.5 yards per pass attempt allowed, just over 185 passing yards per game allowed, 42.3% success rate per dropback. So let's not sit here and pretend that this Arkansas defense is just god-awful and there's no way they could possibly make stops against Texas. We saw them giving Texas A&M, Tennessee, and LSU problems throwing the ball. So I think coming off a bye week, it might be a decent spot for Arkansas's pass defense to bounce back. Keep in mind, they run a lot of zone coverage. Quinn Ewers and the Texas passing attack, much better numbers against man coverage. Not that their numbers against zone coverage are bad, but much better passing numbers against man coverage. Arkansas runs a decent amount of zone. Like I said, coming off the bye week, I can see Arkansas's defense at home giving Quinn Ewers and the Texas passing attack some problems. We've seen teams do it. We just saw Vanderbilt give Quinn Ewers some problems. But what about the Texas rushing attack? Because we know this Texas offense is not one-dimensional. They are capable of running the ball. We saw it last week against Florida, 210 yards on the ground, over 6.7 yards per carry, 50% success rate per rush. 2 games before that, though, just 2.29 yards per carry as a team, 35.8% success rate per rush, just under 68 rushing yards per game in those 2. One of those games was against Vanderbilt. So I don't know how good this Texas rushing attack is either. And as far as Arkansas's defense goes, we can poke holes in their pass defense because we've seen them get lit up through the air in back-to-back games. They've been pretty solid against the run all year. Look at their last 5 games against SEC competition. Just 3.98 yards per carry allowed, 37.4% success rate per rush. This Arkansas defensive front has been pretty solid against the run. So I know we're all expecting Texas to come in here and just put up a 50-piece on Arkansas. I don't think so. I think Arkansas's defense is able to give Texas some problems. But now we flip it over to the other side of the ball, and this is where Arkansas may run into some problems. Texas defensively, it's official. I can poke holes in the Texas offense. I think we all can. But that Texas defense is some real shit. They're first in the country in yards per play, 17th in success rate. Look at their numbers against the pass. First in yards per pass attempt, third in success rate per dropback, first in effective pass. This very well may be the best pass defense in the entire country. And by the way, they're pretty solid against the run as well. 16th in yards per carry allowed, 43rd in success rate per rush, 16th in effective rush. Arkansas's offense has been surprisingly good, even better than their defense. Taylor Green seems to be the perfect fit. I didn't like the transfer when it first happened, but I was dead wrong. He looks awesome. They're 25th in yards per play, 9th in success rate. Passing numbers look pretty good. I mean, Taylor Green really has looked good in this Arkansas offense. I mean, look at the last 4 games. Over 303 passing yards per game, 10.35 yards per pass attempt, 54.2% success rate per dropback. They've been moving the ball. They've been scoring points. The problem is nobody's been able to throw the ball in Texas all year. Just 135.3 passing yards allowed per game on the season. On the whole season, they're allowing less than 136 passing yards per game, 4.63 yards per pass. I mean, these are elite. This might be the best pass defense in the country. The talent discrepancy between the Texas defensive front and the Arkansas offensive line is pretty dramatic. I mean, I don't know how much push Arkansas is going to be able to generate in the run, and I don't know how much time they're able to give Taylor Green in the pocket. Now, let's give some credit to Taylor Green. He's actually done a great job handling pressure. He's a great athlete. I mean, hasn't turned the ball over, hasn't made a ton of downfield throws under pressure, but he doesn't take sacks. He doesn't turn the ball over. He's able to escape. So there's something, but I think the talent discrepancy is just too big here. I expect the Longhorns defensive front to give Green all kinds of problems in this game. And as far as the Arkansas rushing attack goes, I mean, they did have that one monster game against Mississippi State, 359 yards on the ground, 9.7 yards per carry. That is dramatically skewing their numbers. Because if you look at their rushing numbers over the last 6 games, you might think, oh, this rushing attack's pretty good. 4.24 yards per carry, 47% success rate per rush. But look what happens when we take those same last 6 games and remove the Mississippi State game. You could see it was dramatically skewing the numbers. In the last 5 games, minus the Mississippi State game, just 3.15 yards per carry as a team. So this is not a run game I believe in. And yes, Texas got run on last week by Florida, 197 yards, 4.8 yards per carry. But in their 8 games before that, they're allowing just 3.21 yards per carry, 36% success rate per rush. So I believe in this Texas defensive front. I'm not reading too much into the Florida game. Keep in mind, they were up huge in that game almost immediately. So pretty much that entire football game was played. Texas had a 3-4 touchdown lead. So again, I'm not reading too much into the Florida game. I believe in this Texas defense, which is why I want to go under here at 57.5. And I know that I just recently took an under in an Arkansas game against Ole Miss, and it wasn't even close. I mean, Ole Miss put up like 56 points by themselves or something. So I know I just took an under in an Arkansas game, and it failed miserably. But the thing is, this Texas offense, it's not Ole Miss. I think the way Ole Miss looks right now, they very well might be the most dangerous offense in the entire country. They're starting to look like the Ole Miss offense we were expecting to see coming into the season. And Texas, while a very talented offensive team, I would not put them on the same level as Ole Miss. I expect Arkansas's defense coming off the bye week to give us their best effort. So I like the under here, 57.5. As far as a side, I don't think this should be 2 touchdowns, so I would lean towards Arkansas. I'm really worried about Taylor Green here. I think he's going to be in a nightmare spot. I think Texas defense is going to be all over him. I can even see a couple turnovers, which probably hurts my under. So give me the under, 57.5. Lean towards Arkansas plus the 14 if you can get it. If you'd like to see all the bets I currently have open, head over to KyleKirms.com and click on Open Bets. You'll see all mine as well as everyone on the staff here. Also, if you sign up to Sauce Network Plus, it comes with the daily bet reports, and you can participate in the weekly betting league. $150 on one of these trophies go to the winner every single week. So if you're interested, head over to the website and sign up. Let's have ourselves a good one. Live show, 4 p.m. Eastern time during the weekdays. Also, we have the midnight college basketball show that just started, midnight Eastern time. If you're able to make it, we'd love to see you in the comments. Let's have ourselves a good week. Please remember to bet responsibly. Talk to you in the Discord.